Hey, what's up, children? So, what I'm about to share with you has been one of my biggest struggles, right, over the last 2 years, thereabout. Right, so to give you all some context and some background story. As you know, right, my business is in the online trading education business. We teach people how to trade the financial market so they can grow their wealth steadily over time. So, the way I reach new people, new audience is through YouTube. So this is why you always see me recording videos here in my room. And I am very blessed, very fortunate that in the trading niche, right, I know I was from nobody, right, I climb up to pretty much near the top of the charts. I think if I'm not wrong, I could be wrong, right? I'm probably the first trading educator to reach 1 million subscribers, and for a while I was probably the number one trading educator in terms of having the most number of subscribers and the most number of views on my channel. Okay, and I will be honest, right? YouTube has changed my life dramatically. To the extent that I couldn't even dream of, right? It allowed me to grow an online trading education business, right? Help me to generate multiple sources of income, right? So this is how I can scale up the size of my trading account to trade larger capital and to make more money in the long run. So YouTube has been a game changer. And being number one, of course, right, it has its nice side to it, right? You get recognized, you get authority. People walk up to you on the street, right, saying thank you for the work that you've done and and whatnot. And like everything, right, there's always a downside to it. So let me tell you what's the downside or struggles I face, right? So first, one of the biggest struggle I faced is that I was afraid of losing my number one spot. After all, if you're number one, right, it's not nice or a good feeling to no longer be number one. So you will always, check your stats, right, your view counts, etc., right, multiple times a day. I didn't count, but if you ask me, I'm probably checking like 60, 70 times a day. Not very healthy. Yeah, I'll look at my competitors' videos, right, and see how their videos are doing. And I believe, right, deep down inside, right, whenever I see their videos, I wish that their videos don't do well, right, so I can retain my number one spot. And that's not a very healthy place to be, right? If you're wishing bad stuff on people, right, then that's really, right, not a very healthy place to be in, right? In fact, if you ask me, it's a pretty dark place to be in. And eventually, right, like today, when I look at it, I'm no longer the number one trading educator on YouTube. There are way better channels ahead of me, and I'm happy for them, right? They are doing remarkable work, right, educating the masses out there, and I'm no longer number one. And it's a liberation on my shoulders so that I don't have to keep chasing, right, to retain that number one spot. Yeah, and I have no interest of reclaiming that title anymore. Why is that? And the reason is simple, right? After doing trading videos for like 10 years, I honestly would say that I have lost my passion for creating trading videos. Right, initially, the first few years I was doing it because I was so passionate about trading, right? Sharing my thoughts, sharing my strategies, lessons, etc. But after doing it for 10 years, the passion is largely gone. All right. Could I still make trading videos? Yes, I can make more money, get more views, get more subscribers, but to what end? Money at this point doesn't really incentivize me anymore. Another $10,000, $100,000, $1 million. Will it change my life? No. I'm still gonna wear this, green army t-shirt that I have, in this room, using this microphone that I've been using, I think, almost since day one. Probably not the first microphone, but I think the early years I've been using this Blue Yeti, and nothing's gonna change. In fact, my webcam is the first webcam that I had since day one, right? The Logitech C920. Until now, I'm still using the C920. I'm not interested to upgrade to a DSLR or whatsoever. I'm just happy with keeping things simple. So yeah, there you have it, right? I have no interest to chase the views, the money, and whatnot. And my passion for creating trading videos, it's largely gone, I have to admit. But don't get me wrong, I still love creating videos. That's why I'm kind of like creating these videos for you all. Yeah. So at this point, I felt lost, right, during that 2 years. Like what's next, right? What's the purpose to life? More money, more views, more fame, it doesn't matter to me. So this was then when I chance upon this book, right, by Stephen Covey, I hope I got his name correctly, right? It's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I struggled, completing the entire book, but the biggest takeaway that I had from the book is, to begin with the end in mind. Yeah? So at this point, you can imagine I'm pretty down and out, lost, aimless in life, right? Not knowing what to do, right? Where to find my purpose, right? After, struggling with being number one, losing my passion for trading videos, and then, I was just lost and aimless in life. But don't get me wrong, I'm very thankful for what I have, right, at a point in time where I don't really need to worry about my money. Pretty much things are kind of like taken care of. Yeah, but still there's this element of what's next. So I struggled with that, right? Not knowing what to do. So this was where I came across this book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And the biggest takeaway that I had is to, begin with the end in mind. And that was a game changer for me, because what it does is that it propels you all the way to the end of your life, to on your deathbed. You are in the coffin. At that point, that is the end. At least at the end of my lifetime here. What is the outcome, right, that you want at this point in time? So I asked myself, what is really the ideal outcome I want at that point in time? So as of now, creating this video, I have 3 things that I want. Number 1, I want to have my wife and kids around me, right? So the children, if you're watching this right now, I would love to have you all at my deathbed, knowing that Papa has done his best to fulfill his role and to be the best father he can be for you. Yeah, so that's one of it. And of course, I have to have a great relationship with my wife, till the end of our life here on earth. So that's the first thing. Second thing is to share my knowledge and lessons with the world. I think something that will make me very fulfilled, because we have 80-90 years here on earth, right? And many of us would acquire a lot of knowledge, skill set, and I think it's a waste, right, if it just all goes to your deathbed and then it just dies with you, right? Nowadays you have technology like YouTube, right, doing these videos right now. I think it'd be awesome, right, to share whatever knowledge, lessons, mistakes that I've made during my lifetime, and to share it with you. So this way you can avoid making those mistakes, or maybe learn from my lessons, right? So this way, you get to go further ahead in life, right, compared to what I've achieved and whatsoever. Yeah. So second thing I want is to kind of impart knowledge and lessons to people around the future generation, entrepreneurs, content creators, children like you. Yeah. And the third thing is to bring us, ouch, hit my elbow against the table. And the third thing is to bring a smile, right, to others whenever they talk about me, about my name. Maybe call it ego, right? But I just want to bring a smile to others, right? So whenever I say, hey, do you know Reina? Oh yeah, Reina, isn't it the guy who create trading videos? Isn't it the guy who do the podcast videos, etc.? Yeah, I like to bring a smile to others, because that's really one of the few tangible things I can leave behind on earth, right? Giving people happy memories in their head long after I'm gone. Yeah. So those are the 3 big things for me. If you ask me, what's the end for me, right? To begin with the end in mind, those are the 3 big things, right? Having my wife and kids, to love them to the maximum ability, create relationship with them. Number 2 is to share my knowledge with the world, and number 3, to bring a smile to others. So when I realized that, it was an aha moment for me, because I knew that yes, I've lost my passion for creating trading videos, but it doesn't mean that my job is done. There are still things that I can do to find purpose in life, and this pretty much explains why I'm shooting this video right now. It's my way of kind of meeting the so-called endpoint goal that I have, which is to share the knowledge with the world. So that's why I'm creating videos, sharing lessons that I've learned in life. I'm not perfect, I'm only human, I make mistakes along the way, but I'm happy to document it, to share it with you all. So in case sometime down the road, if you face what I face, you might be able to look at things from a different angle, from my angle, my point of view, or to get enlightenment, right, one way or another. So yeah, that really helped me a great deal, and I'm starting to enjoy life, finding purpose and fulfillment once again. I'm no longer as lost as before. Yeah, so that just kind of largely explains why I shoot these videos regularly, right? Titled Lessons to My Children, and it can really just be anyone who's watching this video. As long as you are interested to hear from me, I'm more than happy to have you on board. Yeah. And this also explains why, at this point I also created this kind of like a podcast called The Rainer Teo Show, where I interview entrepreneurs or mavericks or people that I find interesting to get them to learn from them, extract lessons and insights from them. And it's a form of a podcast, and this way, future generation of entrepreneurs or whoever is interested can learn from the lessons of these people, right, who have walked through that path. And the last thing that I want to add is that, as you know, I've largely lost passion for creating trading videos, but it doesn't mean that I can no longer make an impact on the trading world. No, because I have a platform, a following, and this is why now I make it a point, right, to actually talk to expert traders out there which are largely unknown. Okay, because trust me, I'm not the best trader out there. There are many other traders who are more profitable than me, better than me, smarter than me, and whatnot, but just that they are largely unknown. And why not make use of the following and the platform and the audience that I have to feature those traders? So this is what I'm doing now, is to interview these different traders that I look up to, that I respect, right? Or maybe they're hard to get them on board, through an interview, talk for a couple of hours. And this way I get to learn, right? To me, life is a lifelong learning journey. I love to learn. I get to learn from these expert traders directly from their mouth. My audience gets to learn something new, right, in the different ways, of trading or looking at the markets from different traders. And the third thing is that these expert traders, they kind of like improve their branding / awareness. Like, more people get to know about them. So to me, that's a win-win-win, right? All three, different groups of people will win. And again, that gives me fire and really, yeah, it just make me feel happy, right, and purposeful about what I'm doing. Now, there's one downside to it, right? To be honest, that is, as of right now, I've done like one interview so far. I posted it to YouTube. The views is actually quite low. I think on average I get like maybe 50, 100, 300,000 views per video, right? But this video has like only about 10,000 views. So relative to my other videos that I create, this video interview is actually on the lower end side of things. But one quote, right, that really stuck with me, right, is from this guy called Sahil Bloom. Yeah, guy that I look up to. Right, really interesting life perspective thoughts, right, and he share with his audience. And I'm going to paraphrase over here. Is that when you create content, you want to create content that you want to consume and not for the algorithm. And that's a mistake that I've made, right. In the past, I've created videos, right, it's all chasing the views, right, trying to create something that I think the algorithm will help push my videos further, so I get more views, more subscribers, more money, blah blah blah. Problem with doing that is that if you do create work content for the algorithm, you will likely lose your soul along the way, which is what happened to me. I create stuff, not really stuff that I want to consume, but for the algorithm, right? And along the way, I lost my soul. So this is why he said that you want to create content, right? Stuff that you want to consume and not for the algorithm, right? Because if you lose your soul, right, by creating content for the algorithm, then you cannot stay in this business, in this game long enough to win. And that's something that is so true, man. If you just do it for the views, the fame, the money, and not because it's something that you truly enjoy it, how long can you do it? 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year tops, right? And you eventually will burn out, right? And not want to do it anymore. You might even hate the thing that you create, right? Fortunately for me, right, I think it didn't reach that level of hate for me, but I won't be surprised, right, that there are other content creators out there that reach that level of burnout and end up, when they look back, they're not even proud of creating those stuff, but they do it anyway for the views, the fame, the money, whatsoever. So yeah, it's very important, right? That quote really struck me hard, right? So again, I'm paraphrasing over here. You want to create content that you want to consume and not for the algorithm, right? Because if you create content, right, for the algorithm and you lose your soul along the way, you won't be able to stay in this business. You won't be able to stay in this game long enough to win. So looking back, that video, that interview has about 10,000 views, but guess what? I really enjoyed the process of it. I enjoyed learning, right, from the trader. That one was from Kevin. I enjoyed learning from Kevin. I believe my audience will have new insights into how Kevin trades the market. It's going to be a win for them as well. And I'm happy to give Kevin, share with him my platform, right, and offer him new audience, right, to learn more about his work. So to me, that's a win. I enjoyed the process, and I believe it's something that I can do, right, for the next foreseeable future. Again, things might change, right? I'm always, changing my perception, outlook in life, but for now, it is the way it is. I kind of like hate that saying, right? It is the way it is, but this one seems very appropriate, right, to kind of like to flow, right? So I guess the entire video that I want to share with you here is, again, to begin with the end in mind. So for me, I gained a lot of clarity, right? Once I asked myself, right, to begin with the end in mind. And interestingly, I was just speaking to your mother earlier in the car and asked her, what's the end in mind for you? And for her, it's a bit different for her, right? She kind of believed that her life doesn't end over here because, we'll be all going to heaven, right? So again, there's no end over here, and she just wants to enjoy every moment of it, to be present, right? To fully embrace each and every moment, to be in the now. So that's kind of like her goal, right, slash objective, or the way she look at things. Yeah, so that's kind of like her perception, which is a bit different from mine, where I'm more like goal oriented. I know what's my final outcome, the goal that I want, and then I kind of like reverse engineer it to today to fulfill the goal, right, which I believe will give me the ultimate joy and happiness, right, which is, as of now, right, just want to repeat it once again for me, the end in mind, the three things again. Number one is my wife and children, right, to have them at my deathbed, knowing that I've loved them to the best of my ability, to be there for them every step of the way, right? To be the best papa, the best husband that I can be. So this explains why, children, whatever milestones, concert, sports day, whatsoever, I will do my utmost, right, to be there at those events. Yeah, even though it can be like a yearly thing or multiple times a year, I want to do my best to be there. Number two is to share my knowledge with the world, right? Because I find it's a loss, it's a pity, right? If everything just dies with me, I may not know everything, I may even get things wrong, but I still want to document it, to publish it, so whoever finds value in it can get value out of it, right? And it just doesn't just stay or die with me. And finally, to bring a smile to others, right? After all, the world news always like to feature the negative and the bad stuff. So again, if I can bring a smile to others, leave them a positive, happy memory, that's kind of like one of the few tangibles that I can leave behind, happy memories for others, right? And yeah, to live their life. Yeah, so just basically making a positive impact on this world. Yeah, so those are the three big things for me. So anyway, that's pretty much it, right? To begin with the end in mind, that was a big takeaway that I had recently that has dramatically, right, helped me overcome this little period of darkness, right, over the last couple of years that I had, went through. Yeah, so yeah, I'll talk to you all soon.